Hey, got some more clips here today, so let's check it out.
This is what happens when the media lies finally catch up.
You know, one of the things you see in the Epstein emails is that Jeffrey Epstein hated Donald Trump and that Donald Trump literally reported Jeffrey Epstein to the police.
Okay,
that's one of the things that came out of these files.
They were best friends for about a decade. And remember, he signed that Transparency Act under duress when some Republican women, Congresswomen like Lauren Boebert, did not give in to his pressure of not signing. He brought Lauren Boebert into the Situation Room to pressure her into caving on not voting for that bill.
So let me respond to that. So
that's all true.
Let me respond to that. So number one is, yes, he knew Jeffrey Epstein back in the 1980s. He also threw Jeffrey Epstein out of his club when he found out he was a creep and reported him to the police. That's something that the media often misses when it reports the story. They tell the fact that they knew each other in the 80s, which the president himself admits. They ignore the fact that he narked on him to the police and led ultimately to Jeffrey Epstein's downfall.
Junior, do you want to lay back? Lay back, Junior. Come on, Junior, lay back. Lay back.
Bro, that's messed up, man. That kid is like 9 years old and somebody gave him a bunch of edibles and he thought that he was eating fruit snacks and he ate like all of them. That video got 33.5 million views and there's a lot of people in the comments laughing at that kid. And there's a lot of other people in the comments who are sympathizing with the kid. But what do y'all think?
I mean, that's messed up if you're laughing at a kid who's obviously in distress, right? There's something wrong with you.
Let me know down in the comments.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to get a tattoo?
I'm going to say no.
Probably not.
No. It's probably too young to make decisions.
It's a pretty permanent decision.
They can't make the decision for themselves yet. It's something permanent on their body.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
Yes. Yes. And I understand how that sounds really hypocritical.
Yes, it's a permanent change on their body, but I think that at that point in their life, they probably know who they are, who they want to be.
And you think so at 12 years old?
Yes.
Do you think a 12-year-old should be able to consent to puberty blockers?
Yes, because that's not a permanent decision.
I think there's plenty of time to make.
Puberty blockers aren't a permanent decision? I mean, since when? Like, you only get one chance to go through puberty, right? I mean, I'm no doctor, I don't know, but I thought you only got one chance, right? It's not like you can be 30 years old and all of a sudden decide, hey, I want to go through puberty now.
Make those decisions later on once they've had a chance to decide exactly what they want their identity to be.
I think that maybe there should be more waiting, but I don't want to, put down trans ideas.
If they could make an informed decision.
That was the brainwashed liberal response right there. She was too afraid to say what she actually meant because she was afraid of repercussions from probably the groups that she hangs out with, which are left-wing liberal groups.
Yeah.
And you think a 12-year-old can make an informed decision?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the 12-year-old.
Be like a really mature 12-year-old.
Right, yeah.
Because some children you can just tell, when that decision is legit with them.
That's the motherfucking Crusader flag. Britain First rally in Manchester today. Look at the flags. Britain First, ready to move. Whoa. This is utterly terrifying. How did racism get so bad in this country? Who's a stupid right there? Prone to typos? Yeah, because you...
All right, so apparently if you Google that right there, Gateway Intermediate Workbook, there's like CIA quantum healing codes. Look, to reduce pain signals, 55515. Look with your closed eyes at part of your body, which is the source of the pain. As you look, repeat in your mind the number 5515. When you do these two things, the pain signals will slowly reduce until they're no longer important. Yeah, there's ones for falling asleep, all kinds of crazy stuff. I might have to Google that.
In the 1950s, the CIA launched a program aimed at developing methods for interrogating and controlling human behavior. Part of the program involved funding tests on children. Dr. Loretta Bender at Bellevue Hospital would conduct electroshock therapy on kids as young as 3 years old to treat childhood schizophrenia. The CIA called it Project Artichoke.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Democrats have a Nazi problem. For 10 years, they called Donald Trump Hitler every single day. Trump's Hitler, MAGA's Hitler, your dog's Hitler, your grandma's Hitler. Your neighbor's Hitler. They've weaponized the word like it's their favorite little toy. Now watch them line up to campaign for Graham Plattner, their Senate candidate in Maine. The guy proudly wore a Nazi SS death head tattoo on his chest. He flashed it, defended it, then covered it up. Democrats? Full endorsement. Chuck Schumer, Warren Sanders, all of them, the whole machine, they're all in because apparently a Nazi is no problem when the guy hates Trump.
It's all a show that they put on for us, right? All this politics, it's all a show. It's all fake, right? They pretend that they hate each other. I swear, these people are all friends behind the scenes, right? Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren. Behind the scenes, they're all laughing and partying together. And when they're out in the public, they pretend like they hate each other and they can't stand each other. That's just a show they're putting on to just, sow division into people, right? They don't. If they keep us at each other's throats, then we can't all come together and go against them, right? That's why they want, they want all the races to hate each other, right? They want men to hate women and women to hate men. They want white people to hate black people and black people to hate white people. And they just want to sow this division because if everybody is yelling at everybody else, then we can't come together and go after them because they're the ones who are the real problem. And don't get me wrong, I know that by putting out videos like this, I'm kind of part of it. But, what are you going to do?
And they're boosting Hassan Piker to try to create their new Joe Rogan. He's a Twitch streamer with millions of young fans. He calls Jews inbred and pig dogs, said 9/11 should happen, but he's anti-Israel and rakes in the clicks, so Democrats platform him and smile. This is the same party that saw swastikas in milk and turned the OK sign into a hate symbol. A second an actual Nazi or anti-Semite streamer helps them, suddenly it's youthful mistakes or just politics. They don't fight Nazis. They use the label to smear enemies and excuse their own. Hypocrisy this disgusting isn't a one-off. It's the whole damn party. America's watching, and we're no longer okay with it. Right?
Drop it hard.
Move! Stay back. Move! You do that, I'll destroy you.
This tough guy confidently went to confront these guys for recording and exposing his gang, but quickly regretted it.
You do that, I'll destroy you. I promise you. I'll smash you. Move! I promise you. Move! Stay back. Move! Stay back. Move!
We going to you on my hands now.
Oh!
Come on, man.
The following story I'm getting ready to tell you has videos and photos corresponding with it that were taken at the scene, but I can't show them to you because they're too graphic to put on the internet. So I'll do my best that I can to explain it to you in the meantime. So there was a crazy incident that took place in Belfast on the evening of Monday, June 8th of 2026. Apparently a man in his 30s who is believed to be Somali, per multiple reports, including local police statements, was arrested on the suspicion of attempted murder after a violent knife attack. The victim, who was a man in his 40s, suffered serious injuries to his face, his neck, and his back and was hospitalized in serious condition. Bystander footage that was filmed of this whole thing showing the attacker straddling the victim on the ground at night, and the guy repeatedly stabbed or sawed at the victim's neck with a knife while the victim was laying on his back, face up. A bunch of onlookers that were there filming said he's, quote, trying to cut his head off. And so some locals ended up rushing in, and one of them struck the attacker in the head with a shovel or some sort of similar tool. And then later, the police arrived and intervened and pulled the guy off completely. As of right now, current reports are saying that the guy is still alive. The 40-year-old victim who's being viciously attacked is still alive, but he is apparently in critical condition in the hospital and being treated. So absolutely insane story.
This is what happens when Democrats are in charge.
I am sick of being treated as an indentured servant to foreign nationals in my country and in my community. And I don't give a whose feelings that hurts. I have lived here all my life. And I have been required for all 40 years of that life to obey the law and follow the rules. There will be no Social Security check for me when I can't work anymore. I have never once received any of the benefits that have been spoken of here. Nobody is beating down my door to help me fix up my house so that it doesn't collapse on me. I don't get health insurance. I can't afford it. but I am punished by this state for not being able to afford it so that people who are in this country illegally can benefit from it and go see the doctor whenever they want. And that is a fact, and I am sick of it.
Or taxpayer money, the money that we pay taxes, that should be going to the citizens, right? That's it. Nobody else. My taxes, I go to work, I pay taxes. Those taxes should be going to help me and the other people who pay taxes in this state and in this country. Nobody else.
Explain to me, like I am 5, why leftists are so upset over this. I mean, we all kind of know why. It's because Trump did it and it worked, and they get butthurt every time that happens. But now we've got liberals literally posting photos of the pool getting filled up on a windy day and then claiming it's not reflecting. Do y'all actually know how water works? These right here, they're called ripples. They happen when the wind blows and it messes up the reflection. Thank you for coming to my first grade science class. And then liberals are like, oh, he spent $13 million on this and I can't even buy groceries. Listen, inflation is currently about 2.4%. The Obama administration spent $34 million on the reflecting pool back in 2012 when inflation was 3%. And I didn't hear you guys whining back then. And of course the media, which spent weeks ragging on Trump for painting this thing with a blue sealer, are now mad because Trump is firing back at them because it worked. Because the media is allowed to say whatever they want about him, but he's never allowed to defend himself. So you know what? Actually, it's a good thing when our nation's capital and our historical landmarks aren't just falling apart. The pool stunk, it was covered in algae, and it was leaking. You know, kind of like leftist brains every time Trump has a success, and they can't give him credit for it.
Yeah, the media is the absolute worst, which is basically the main reason why I even started this YouTube channel and why I named it the Media Blackout. Because they only show you what they want to show you. They want to manipulate you. They'll show you every bad thing that Trump does, but they won't show you any good thing. Right? They'll show you all the good things that the Democrats do, but they won't show you any bad thing. It's all to manipulate you. It's all to push their propaganda. The media in this country and in most of the world is just an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. It's all left-wing liberal propaganda. That's all it is.
Stephanie, what was your moment?
My parents met at a socialist convention. And I was raised in a socialist household in Philadelphia, and Ronnie Reagan red-pilled me on a commercial, on an ad, and we went to school, and I don't know, here it's different. So I'm from a purple state. Obviously, I'm from America. I'm not from New Jersey. And we started learning how to vote in kindergarten. You know, like they started learning how to play golf in South Carolina in kindergarten. So they said, okay, we're going to have a mock election. Your vote doesn't count, but it's private because you're only 9 years old. So I go home, and my mom says, the teacher called. She's concerned about you. You're the only kid in the class that voted for Reagan. Everyone else voted for Carter. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm 9 years old. Yeah, number one, they said it was private. Number two, I'm 9. It doesn't even count. It's a mock election. So, but then I went, on for years. I got to college, and it's like, oh, you're poor and black and you're female. You need to vote Democrat. And you need to really vote Democrat for, abortion rights. Whatever. So then I bought my house at 30 and I was voting. I don't remember voting a lot, and I wasn't passionate about any candidate. And then the guy came across the street and he says, if you're a Democrat in this town, because I moved to a Republican town for my child to get a good school, education in Pennsylvania. And he goes, they're not going to let you do anything. I said, well, number one, how do you know I'm a Democrat? And number two, what do you mean you're not going to let me do anything? He says, like, if you want to build a deck or anything, they're not going to zone for it. And I thought about it. I said, I'm really not a Democrat. Like, I went along with the program, and now I'm buying a house, and I'm here because of the values of this town. It was a primarily Republican town. The safety, the education, the school system, the tax value for what you got. I'm a Republican. And it was like, I needed, I guess, the guy across the street who later lost his house because he was an alcoholic, and he let his dogs destroy the house that his grandparents had just given to him, completely liberal. But I said, yeah, I didn't have anything in common with that guy. And that was the
probably
only
sees himself as a
conversation I had with him.
victim.
Yeah. Here's yet another boat of doctors and engineers arriving in Spain. And I'm actually getting quite upset now because it's unfair that Spain is receiving so many of them and the rest of Europe is being left behind. I know countries like Czech Republic and Hungary are landlocked, but they should at least send some here with trains and share some of the expertise these people bring to Spain. It's just unfair because Spain is going to become so advanced and the rest of the Europe is going to be left behind. Make sure to follow if you want to make Europe, Europe again.
Oh, hell, check out this glitch in the Matrix. You see those two kids that just came out? An old man. Look, one kid, two kids, and nope, that's a grown man now. What is going? Look, one more time. Look at that. And uh-oh, now you're 30 years old. Shoo. How did it happen? Where did those kids go?
If MTV were still a thing, they would not have let me in the building. And if I had said one positive thing about President Trump, then I would have been completely blackballed. When I re-signed with MTV, they put a clause in my contract that I was not allowed to do any political media without written consent. Liberal VJs go and do like Planned Parenthood events. If I wanted to do a pro-life event, would you let me do that? And they're like, absolutely not. And I'm like, you don't see the hypocrisy there? And they're like, we have to protect our brand. I'm like, you have to protect your liberal brand. They would say, we don't want our viewers thinking that this is a Republican network. And I'm like, don't worry, I am outnumbered 20-1. Yes. Like, you're good. The numbers are on your side, you're safe.
¿Ustedes son de Colombia?
Sí, somos colombianos, no escucha la música.
¿Y cuánto tiempo ustedes llevan aquí en los Estados Unidos?
Llevo 2 años.
Cuando ustedes vinieron aquí a los Estados Unidos, ¿pensaban que iba a llegar aquí a este punto a vivir aquí en esta calle?
No, pensábamos que iba a ser una vida diferente.
O sea, vinimos para cambiar la vida. Pensaba que íbamos a cambiar nuestras vidas, no íbamos a estar así como perros, no es como estamos como perros. Porque no somos animales, somos seres humanos. Pero, coño, mira a los niños, tenemos los niños aquí, ¿ves?
So here on Skid Row, we got migrants that came here from Colombia, and there's little kids here, and they live inside this tent. I imagine they didn't expect their life to be like this when they crossed over the border. ¿Ustedes pensaban que cuando cruzaron por la frontera, eso iba a ser la vida?
No.
No. Y Dylan, ¿te gusta vivir aquí en los Estados Unidos? No. Ya, entonces ustedes pasaron por mucho para llegar aquí a los Estados Unidos, claro. Y ahora está viviendo en carpas aquí en uno de los más peligrosos lugares en todo el mundo.
¿Sí?
¿Y tu calidad de vida está mejor aquí que fue allí en Colombia?
En Colombia, estoy 1000 veces mejor en Colombia.
Bien. On peut y aller? Tout le monde est prêt?
This is, again, Rihanna's Umbrella, which we looked at a while earlier. 2007, big, massive #1 hit in the UK, in the US, all over the world. Kids singing it, you know, very, very big record, very big video too. And there's a guy called Lennon Honor, who's an American researcher and speaker. And he's really gone into an analysis of this video. And I've interviewed him for my latest podcast just a couple of weeks ago. And he's identified this scene, which, by the way, is on screen for a split second. When you watch the video, blink and you miss it. It's absolute subliminal messaging. It's a split second straight into the subconscious mind, where it's lodged for later processing. The conscious mind isn't even aware that it's seen it. But what this is supposed to be is Rihanna bending down with her head tilted, putting her arms out, and that's supposed to be the shape that her body makes. As you can probably see, it is anatomically impossible to strike that pose. There's way too much space up in the shoulder area. It's an obviously digitally manipulated image, and Lennon Honor has identified this as a depiction of a demonic entity known as Rain Man.
So a full video on CERN will be forthcoming, but first I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Gothard Tunnel and the creepy ceremony, or should I say ritual, that took place before they opened that tunnel that's very close to CERN. And I just wanted to share a video from FT Enduring to the End, my bro. It's very good, and it adds some context of what they're trying to do at CERN.
The disturbing footage that you're witnessing is the opening ceremony for the Gothard Tunnel in Switzerland, the same country where CERN is found, that many believe is the key to the bottomless pit. You have to ask yourself, why would they use Satan in the form of a goat as a way to celebrate the end of their construction? It's symbolic of the way they're celebrating now as they're trying to complete their new world order.
That's all I got for you today. As always, head down to the comment section, leave your thoughts and opinions on any of the clips that we saw, and thank you for watching.